Dr. Council, and I will have the pleasure of teaching Special Education 3715, the Inclusive Classroom Differentiated Instruction. I'm extremely excited to teach this course for the simple fact that for many of you, this will be the only special education class you take, and given that about 13% of the general population have disabilities, or exceptionalities, which is the more appropriate term to use, this will be one of the most beneficial courses you will take in making sure all of your students receive a quality education. So let's get started going through the syllabus. You will notice that this course is 100% online. So at no point do you have to be on campus for lecture, although I would recommend that you come to office hours every now and again. Assignment dates are set in stone to help you develop a routine, which I will discuss later, but feel free to navigate the weekly content at a time that works best for your schedule. My office is located in the Education Annex, room 244, and my office hours are Mondays, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Then I go lecture and I'll come back for office hours from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. I also will have office hours on Wednesdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And on Fridays, I'll set up online office hours where you can reach me through Google Hangout, Skype, or by phone. Also, if these times don't work, feel free to set an appointment with me through email and I'll try to be flexible. I want to make myself as accessible to you as possible. You will also see that my office line is listed, but absolutely the best way to reach me is through email. I want to bring up that there are almost 95 students enrolled in the class. For this reason, I ask that you be patient and allow me up to 2 business days max for a response. And I also want to set the expectation that I'm going to be checking my email from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Mondays through Friday. I bring this up because I don't want you nervously waiting for a response. I know life happens. Sometimes your computer crashes and you send me an email from your phone and say, "Oh, where's Dr. Council? I emailed him 30 minutes ago." I will respond to you as quickly as I can, I promise. With that in mind, a great segue, you have tons of online support. So if something does happen, like your computer crashes or course stand acts funny, make sure you're using the supports that are out there for you. University of West Georgia is amazing when it comes to quick and efficient support. Trust me. Okay. So this course is designed to be your snapshot into special education. Not only will you learn about characteristics of exceptional children, for example, did you know an individual can have a learning disability and also be considered gifted? We call those learners twice exceptional. But you're also going to learn about IEPs, which are individual education programs. You're going to learn about 504 plans. We're going to talk about characteristics of different disability categories, so how to diagnose those disabilities. We're going to talk about how to support students who have disabilities. We're going to talk about response to intervention. We're going to talk about assessment. We're going to talk about laws. We're really going to cover everything, which is why I say please come to office hours if you feel overwhelmed. The material is going to be fun, useful, but it's really going to cover everything you need to know because, again, this is the only special education class that we're offering to general education teachers. Let's talk about your textbook. This is the required text for this course, Special Education for All Teachers, the 6th edition. I'm going to send an email, or you should have already received the email, where you can purchase this book online through the publishing company, which is at a significant discount. You can purchase it through the University of West Georgia. I sent that link through the email if you want to purchase it online. This book will be your blueprint for the course. And I'll explain that when I get into assignments. Things you need to know about this course. It does not require any TK20 submissions, so you don't have to worry about that. Again, we're covering a lot of information, so here are some of the course references, but to be honest, I could have listed hundreds. I wanted to take the online format and flood you with content, and a lot of the content will overlap, but I did that as a strategy to help you all gain mastery of what you're going to be learning. Approaches to instruction. I would think of this course similar to how I think of a face-to-face course, where typically they say for every 1 hour of face-to-face instruction, you do 3 hours of studying. I would just think of it as 4 hours of just online intensive learning about material, from talking to peers, emailing me, your instructor, really discussing on your discussion boards and engaging with content. there is going to be a lot of work required to not only be successful in this course by being successful in the assignments, but to learn the materials to mastery. So when you do enter into the professional workforce and you're working with students with disabilities, you feel confident that you can support them in an appropriate way. I'll let you read through your course objectives and learning objectives. They're really comprehensive and give you a holistic assignment or a holistic view of what we're trying to do. I'm so excited about the assignments, I'm jumping right into it. Now let's get into assignments. I'm going to give you a general snapshot of what you're going to do, but all of your rubrics, your outlines for how to complete assignments, your templates, all of those informations that you need are readily accessible online to you today. So you don't have to wait to look at them. As far as your introduction module, this is the opportunity for the class to really get to know one another. I want you to tell me a little bit about yourself, how you got into education, tell me about your major, where you're from. This allows us to really start to build community within our online class. Why is this important? Throughout the semester, there's going to be a lot of collaboration. Because as general educators, you're going to be asked to collaborate with special educators to support your students. So why not practice that now? And I want you all to be comfortable collaborating by really getting to know each other. This assignment will be due the first week of class. So classes start on the 7th, which is a Saturday, or we could say the 9th if we want to make it easier. And the first posting will be due Wednesday, January 11th. And you have to respond to 2 of your peers by Sunday, January 15th at midnight, or 11:59 rather. Segueing into that, you have quizzes. Every chapter will have a quiz that is associated with it. And I wanted to set this course up where assignments were due on a routine schedule to help you all become comfortable and know, hey, every Sunday I need to be submitting my assignments, or every Wednesday I need to submit my posts. Quizzes will always be due Sundays at 11:59 p.m. Discussions, again, the first post will always be due Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. There was 2 responses will always be due Sundays at 11:59 p.m. Here are some, I want to give you the answers to the test before you even get into it. Here are some things I'm going to be looking for. And you'll see these in details when you look at your discussion rubric. If you do not submit your assignment on time, which are the Wednesdays by 11:59 p.m., you will automatically lose 3 points from your discussion. The reason I do this and I feel it is so important is on an online community, if you're not submitting on time, you're taking away an opportunity for your classmates to read your post and see if you had similar questions as they did, so you're understanding materials the same way they did. So it's important that we're submitting that on time. Also, I really want you to grapple with the content as opposed to just, I'm going to read a few other posts and just try to submit something similar. Feel free to put your personal narratives in there, but also support them with what you're reading in the book. And I put a minimum of 5 sentences per post and response. And this is really important when you're responding to your peers. I don't want to see, oh, that was a great post, I really agree with you, submit. I don't want to say, oh, I wrote about the same thing, period, submit. You will lose points on your responses for that. I'm looking for in-depth conversations, and feel free to go back and really ask questions from your peers. I want this to be an engaged space for learning. And that'll make it fun to do as opposed to just submitting it and getting through it. Your disability fact sheets, again, this is where the collaboration comes in outside of the discussions. You'll be working in groups of 2 to 4 total. Everything you need to complete your fact sheet is in your textbook. That is another reason why this is so very important to have it. And your differentiated lesson plan, you have a rubric for that online. Same thing, you're going to be working in groups for this assignment as well because collaboration is big. When it comes to your final examination, it's going to cover everything in the course, so information from all of your quizzes. It's also going to cover some of the videos that are going to be shown throughout the course. So it's going to bring it all together. As far as your assignments, here's a simple breakdown of how that looks. Things you want to notice with this format is where to submit assignments. So in Dropbox, which I believe might be changing to assignments, but since it hasn't changed yet, I'm going to leave it like this. And also, when it comes to your discussions, 5 discussions will be mandatory. You will have an option to do a 6th extra credit discussion that will be worth 5 points added to your total grade. That will be the only extra credit that we offer in the course. I also know that everyone has high expectations. We should all want to earn an A in this course, so I'm going to tell you the answer to the test. I wanted to set this course up based off of points, make it extremely simple. There are a total possible number of 152 points in this course. If you want to receive an A in the course, your magic number is 137 points. That is the magic number you need to receive an A. So for those of you who really care about those type things and tracking it and setting goals, write that number down. The course will be simple. Feel free to track your progress as you're doing, and I'm going to try to turn grades around as quickly as I can, considering how large this class is. Plagiarism and grading, no need to go into that too much. Make sure you do not do it. It's important that you're producing your own content. That helps me give you feedback so that when you go into your professional settings, you have gotten feedback that really helps you develop as a scholar, as a learner, as a writer. So really try to put your own information out there so that you can improve. Because I will never take for granted that you're students, and this is all about skill development. So don't be nervous about doing that. Moving right along to professional conduct, which in our case refers directly to how we carry ourselves over the web. Remember, you are all future teachers and must practice operating as such. Every email sent, discussion posted should be done with precision as if you're emailing your principal or a parent. Also, skip ADA, which we'll learn about in the class. Regarding ADA, I've attached a link to the University of West Georgia office. And remember, at the university level, it's important that if you have special needs, that you have to self-identify, and I can accommodate you if I'm alerted early in the semester. So feel free to reach out to me with those issues or concerns. And we'll scroll through. I'll let you read all of this. Finally, here is your course calendar. Make sure you can see it all. Print it out, live by it. The weeks are for the most part broken up into chapters, and all your due dates are listed here. Again, everything you need to know will be in this course calendar. Really, the one thing I've noticed for students who have had difficulties in this course is they've allowed themselves to kind of lose track of the course calendar, miss assignments, and they haven't been able to recover for that. Make sure you're staying on top of all of your dates, and feel free to let me know if you have any questions. I'm excited about teaching this course and want to make this a great experience for you, and I guarantee if you stick with me, you'll learn a lot.